The stars were quiet that night, far away from Earth. A small exploration ship floated above a planet that looked like a glowing jewel. The planet's surface shined with crystal forests, silver lakes, and strange blue mountains. The explorers stared out of their windows, amazed by the beauty of this unknown world. Among the crew was Aaron, a young engineer with sharp eyes and a kind heart. He loved to explore, to see what no one else had seen before. For Aaron, this was not just a mission. It was a dream. "We will land near the Crystal Valley," said Captain Rain, the leader of the team. "Everyone, be careful. We don't know what kind of life forms live here." The ship slowly landed on a soft, glowing field. The ground was covered with flowers that sparkled like tiny stars. The team, dressed in light suits, stepped out and looked around. The air was strange but breathable. There was no sound, only the quiet hum of the crystals swaying in the wind. "This place feels alive," said Mira, the biologist, looking at the glowing plants. Aaron nodded. "It's like the planet is watching us." The team began exploring, collecting samples of crystals and soil. Aaron walked a little ahead, drawn by something deeper in the valley. His communicator beeped. "Stay close, Aaron," the captain warned. "I will," Aaron replied, but his curiosity was too strong. As he moved further, the landscape changed. The trees here were taller, their crystal branches glowing in blue and white colors. The ground seemed to hum under his feet. He felt like he was walking in a dream. Suddenly, a strange sound echoed through the valley. It was like a soft singing voice, almost too quiet to hear. Aaron stopped and listened. It came from somewhere beyond a cluster of glowing rocks. Without thinking, he followed the sound. The first meeting on the other side of the rocks, Aaron saw something that made him forget to breathe. A tall figure stood among the crystals, wearing a silver mask and a robe that shimmered like water. The mask covered the face completely, and the robe moved like it was alive. For a moment, Aaron thought it was a statue, but then the figure turned and looked at him. Two glowing eyes shined through the mask. "Who are you?" Aaron asked softly. The figure did not answer. It tilted its head slightly, as if studying him. Then, suddenly, a loud roar broke the silence. A strange creature, with crystal horns and sharp legs, leapt out from behind the rocks. Aaron's heart raced. He had no weapon. The creature's body glowed red like fire. It jumped toward him. Before Aaron could move, the masked figure stepped in front of him. With one quick motion, the figure raised a hand, and a wave of light burst from its palm. The creature froze, then backed away with a hiss before running into the dark forest. Aaron's mouth opened in shock. "You save me." The figure did not speak but looked at him again. Slowly, it pointed to the sky where Aaron's ship had landed, as if telling him to go back. "Wait," Aaron said, taking a step forward. "I don't want to hurt you. Who are you? Are you from here?" The figure hesitated. Then, in a soft voice, almost like a whisper, it said, "Leave. This place is not safe for your kind." Aaron's eyes widened. The voice was calm but filled with sadness. He wanted to ask more questions, but the figure turned and started walking into the crystal forest. "Please, wait," Aaron called, but the figure vanished between the glowing trees like a shadow. Lost in the forest, Aaron tried to follow, but quickly realized the path was confusing. The crystals reflected light in every direction, making it hard to see. Soon, he couldn't tell where he came from. "Aaron, where are you? Report back." The captain's voice shouted in his communicator. I'm okay. I just saw something." "I think someone lives here," Aaron answered, still staring into the forest. "Someone. Be careful. This place could be dangerous. Return to the ship now." But Aaron couldn't stop thinking about the masked figure. Who was she? Why did she hide? Her face. And why did her voice sound like a song filled with both warning and sadness? The ancient Sidious, Aaron turned to find his way back. He saw something far in the distance, tall stone towers hidden behind crystal walls. His curiosity burned stronger. He decided to take a quick look before returning. After a few minutes of walking, he reached the edge of the ruins. It was a city, but not like any human city. The towers were built of glowing stone, and strange symbols ran across the walls like rivers of light. It felt ancient, forgotten, and yet alive, unbelievable. Aaron whispered. He took out a small scanner and recorded the structures. Then, he felt it again, the presence of the masked figure. He turned and saw her standing near one of the ruins, watching him silently. "You shouldn't be here," she said, her voice firm but not unkind. "Why?" Aaron asked. "Did your people build this city?" The figure stayed quiet for a moment, and then said, "Yes, long ago. But now it is only a memory. Leave before the Guardians awaken." "Guardians?" Aaron asked, confused. She looked toward the glowing ground. "The city is not empty. Some things here do not welcome strangers." A silent Bondaren felt a strange connection with her. He could not see her face, but her voice carried feelings he could not explain: loneliness, pride, and something like hope. "I don't want to harm this place," Aaron said gently. "I just want to understand it. Maybe I can help." The masked figure looked at him for a long moment. Then she said, "You speak differently from others. Perhaps you are not like the rest of your kind." Aaron smiled a little. "Maybe. What should I call you?" The figure paused, then said softly, "Lyra." "Lyra," Aaron repeated. "My name is Aaron." There was silence between them, but not an uncomfortable one. It felt like they were both curious about each other, as if the worlds were meeting for the first time. Aaron didn't know it yet, but this meeting with the masked alien princess would change his life forever. The forest around Aaron glowed softly under the pale light of 2 moons. The strange meeting with Lyra still filled his mind. She stood like a shadow among the crystals, her silver mask hiding every detail of her face. Her presence felt both mysterious and calming, like a secret he wanted to understand. Aaron looked at the alien city behind her. The ruins stood tall, though time had worn their edges. Crystals grew on the walls like vines of light, and the wind whispered through the hollow towers. "You said this place is dangerous," Aaron said, stepping closer. "Why are you here if it's not safe?" Lyra's masked face turned toward him. "Because it is my home," she said softly. "This city belongs to my people. It is all I have left of them." Aaron's heart tightened. "Your people are they gone?" Lyra nodded slowly. "They were destroyed by war. I am the last who remembers this place as it was. I cannot leave, even if danger remains." There was sadness in her voice, but also strength. She sounded like someone who had seen too much yet refused to give up. The promise to return the communicator on Aaron's wrist buzzed again. "Aaron, where are you? We've been calling for you," Captain Rain's voice demanded. "I'm fine," Aaron replied, still staring at Lyra. "I found something. Someone. I'll return soon." "Don't stay too long," the captain warned. "We don't know what lives out there. Meet us at the landing site in 20 minutes. Aaron sighed and looked back at Lyra. "I have to go now, but I want to see this place again. Will you let me return?" Lyra was quiet. Humans are curious. Sometimes the curious. Many who come to strange lands only take or destroy. "I'm not like that," Aaron said firmly. "I don't want to harm anything. I only want to learn. Maybe I can help you." For a long moment, Lyra did not move. Then she gave a small nod. "Come back if you wish. But remember my warning: there are guardians here, machines of my people. They do not trust outsiders. If they wake, they will see you as an enemy. I'll be careful." Aaron promised. "Thank you for saving me earlier." Lyra didn't answer, but he thought he saw her give the smallest bow of her head. Then she turned and disappeared into the ruins like a ghost, leaving Aaron with more questions than answers. Back at the ship, when Aaron returned to the landing site, the team was waiting. Mira, the biologist, raised her eyebrows. "You were gone too long. Did you find something?" "Just some ruins," Aaron said carefully. He wasn't sure if he should mention Lyra yet. Something told him that if the others knew about her, they might see her as a threat. "There's an ancient city near the valley. We should study it, but we must be careful. The place feels alive." "Alive." Mira laughed softly. "You sound like one of those explorers who see ghosts in every shadow." Aaron smiled but didn't argue. He knew what he saw was real. Captain Rain looked serious. "Tomorrow, we'll send the scanning team to the city. But for now, everyone rests. We don't know what dangers the night brings on this planet. A restless ninth crew returned to their small camp near the ship. While the others slept, Aaron sat outside, staring at the crystal forest. He couldn't stop thinking about Lyra. Who was she really? A queen? A guardian? And why did she wear a mask? He looked at the glowing stars above. Can someone so different still be a friend? He whispered to himself. The next morning when morning came, the team prepared to explore the ruins. The sunlight made the crystals shine like rivers of fire. The air was warm but calm. Aaron joined Mira and another scientist named Darren. As they entered the city, Aaron felt both excited and uneasy. He remembered Lyra's warning about the Guardians. The ruins were even more beautiful in daylight. Tall pillars stood like frozen lightning, and strange carvings covered every wall. What do you think these symbols mean? Mira asked, running her fingers over the glowing lines. They look like they're telling a story. Aaron replied, maybe about Lyra's people. Lyra returned suddenly. A familiar voice spoke from behind them. You came back. Aaron turned and saw Lyra standing in the shadows of a broken tower. Her silver mask glimmered in the light, and her robe moved gently as if touched by invisible wind. Mira gasped. Who is that? Aaron stepped forward. This is Lyra. She lives here. Mira stared at the masked figure. Lives here? Alone? Lyra ignored Mira and looked only at Aaron. You brought others. Did I not warn you? I had no choice. Aaron said softly. They wanted to study the city, but I'll make sure they don't harm anything. Lyra's glowing eyes behind the mask softened. You are brave, Aaron, but you do not know what sleeps here. The tale of a lost kingdom when the others were busy collecting data. Aaron walked with Lyra through the ruins. She stopped near a broken fountain where water still shimmered like liquid light. This city was once called Nayara. Lyra said quietly, my people built it when the stars were young. We loved knowledge and peace. But peace does not last forever. Another race, greedy and cruel, came to take what was ours. They destroyed everything. Aaron listened carefully, imagining the great city full of life, now silent and broken. You are a princess? He asked. Lyra hesitated, then nodded. Yes, I was born when my people were already dying. I am the last of my line. This mask, it hides what I have become. I do not want strangers to see my true face. Why? Aaron asked. What's wrong with your face? Lyra looked away. To humans, I may look strange, even frightening. My people believed beauty was not in the face, but in the heart. But I have seen how humans fear what is different. Aaron shook his head. Not all humans. I don't think you're frightening. You saved me. That makes you someone I trust. For a moment, Lyra stood silent. Then she whispered, perhaps I can trust you too. A dangerous warning. Their conversation was interrupted by a low rumbling sound. The ground beneath them trembled slightly, and a distant roar echoed from deep inside the ruins. Lyra's head snapped toward the sound. The Guardians, they have sensed strangers. Guardians? Aaron asked. Machines left by my ancestors, Lyra explained. They were built to protect the city. They will see your people as intruders. You must leave before it's too late. Aaron looked back at Mira and Darren, who were still busy scanning the walls. I'll warn them, he said. Lyra touched his arm lightly. Be quick. If they wake fully, even I may not be able to stop them. Aaron felt his heart beat faster. He didn't know what awaited them. But one thing was clear. Lyra was not just part of this world. She was its heart, and he couldn't walk away from her story. The next morning, the camp was quiet. The crew members were busy checking their equipment and preparing for another day of exploration. But Aaron's thoughts were far from the camp. His mind was filled with questions about Lyra and the lost city of Nayara. When the others were distracted, Aaron quietly packed his small scanner and a few supplies. He told Captain Rain that he would check the surrounding area for energy sources. The captain simply nodded, trusting Aaron's skills. Aaron walked alone into the glowing crystal forest. The morning light passed through the branches like colorful glass. Every step he took made the ground hum softly, as if the planet itself was breathing. I have to see her again, he whispered to himself. I have to know the truth. The path back to Nair eighth way to the city was not easy. The forest was like a maze of shining trees and strange plants that seemed to move with the wind. But Aaron remembered the path he had taken before. After some time, the ruins of Nair appeared before him again, silent and beautiful. The towers rose high, and the glowing carvings on the walls looked like rivers of light. Aaron felt as if he had stepped into another world. He walked carefully, looking around for any sign of movement. "Lyra?" He called softly. At first, there was no answer. Then, a soft voice came from behind him. "You returned, just as you promised." Aaron turned quickly and saw her standing there. Lyra's silver mask reflected the sunlight, and her long robe shimmered with blue and silver shades. She looked both mysterious and graceful, like a spirit of the city. "A meeting of trust. I said I would come." Aaron replied with a small smile. "I wanted to learn more about your world. If you allow me, I want to know everything you wish to share." Lyra tilted her head slightly, studying him. "Most who come to this place only want to take something for themselves. But you are different." "Why?" Aaron thought for a moment. "Because I don't believe exploration is about taking. I think it's about understanding. If your city has survived for so long, it deserves respect. And you saved me. I can't forget that." Lyra was quiet for a while, then said, "Very well. Follow me, and I will show you something few have seen." The Hall of Memory led Aaron through narrow streets between the ruins. The walls were cracked, but strange glowing lines still ran through them, as if some hidden energy was keeping them alive. They stopped at a large, broken gate. Lyra placed her hand on a small crystal panel. It lit up, and the gates opened with a soft sound. Inside was a great hall, its roof half gone but still beautiful. At the center stood a circle of tall crystal pillars. "What is this place?" Aaron asked in awe. "This is the Hall of Memories," Lyra said quietly. "It is the heart of Nair. It holds the history of my people." She walked to one of the pillars and touched it. At once, a wave of light filled the hall. A holographic image appeared, scenes of a great alien city filled with tall towers, flying ships, and people who looked like Lyra, their faces glowing faintly like stars. Aaron watched in amazement as the story unfolded. He saw peace and joy, festivals, and knowledge being shared. But then the images darkened. Ships of war attacked the city. Fire and light filled the sky. The people of Nair fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. Lyra's voice was soft but filled with pain. "We believed in peace, but others did not. They came for our crystals, the power that gave life to our world. We could not stop them. One by one, my people fell. I was only a child when Nair burned. I survived because of the Guardians, but they could not save the rest." The weight of loneliness. Aaron looked at Lyra, though her mask hid her face. He could feel her sadness. "You've been alone here all this time." Lyra nodded slowly. "Yes, I walk among the ruins and speak to the stars, but there is no one left to answer. I keep the memories alive because someone must remember who we were." Aaron's heart ached. "That's not fair. No one should be alone like this." "It is my duty," Lyra said, though her voice trembled. "I am the last princess of Nair. Even if my face must stay hidden, my heart belongs to this city." Aaron stepped closer, his voice gentle. "Your face. Why do you hide it? Is it because you think humans will fear you?" Lyra turned away slightly. "Humans fear what they do not understand. My people's appearance is not like yours. I do not want your first memory of me to be fear." Aaron shook his head. "I don't think I would be afraid. I already see your kindness. I see who you are." For a moment, Lyra was silent. Then she said softly, "Perhaps, one day, I will show you." The warning of the Guardians. The hall grew suddenly colder. A deep rumbling sound came from the far end of the ruins. Lyra's posture stiffened. "They are awakening," she said quickly. Aaron's eyes widened. "The Guardians?" "Yes," Lyra replied. "They feel the presence of outsiders. They were built to protect Nair. But they do not understand that you are not an enemy. If they find you here, they will attack." Aaron looked worried. "Then I should leave." "But what about you?" "They will not harm me," Lyra said firmly. but you must promise me something. Aaron, if you return here again, you must be careful. I will help you, but the Guardians are strong. I promise, Aaron said. I don't want to fight them. I only want to help you. Lyra studied his face. Why do you care so much? Aaron thought about it, then answered honestly. Because you're not just an alien princess. You're someone who's lost everything and still stands strong. That matters to me. For the first time, Lyra seemed unsure of what to say. The small gift before Aaron left. Lyra reached into her robe and brought out a small glowing crystal. She handed it to him. This crystal carries the memory of our city. If you wish to understand Nyara, keep it. It will show you the truth. Aaron took it carefully. Thank you, Lyra. I'll protect it. Go now, she said. The Guardians are near. We will meet again. Aaron turned back toward the forest, the glowing crystal worm in his hand. He felt a strange connection growing between him and Lyra. Something beyond words, a promise in his heart as he walked back to the camp. Aaron thought about everything he had seen, the history of Nyara, the loneliness in Lyra's voice, and the strength she carried. She's not just a survivor, he thought. She's a story waiting to be remembered, and I won't let her be forgotten. Aaron didn't know what the future held, but he was certain of one thing. He would return to Lyra, no matter how dangerous the Guardians were. The sky above the alien planet was calm, painted with soft blue clouds into pale suns. The human camp was busy with routine tasks, scanning samples, checking communication devices, and preparing for another day of research. But Aaron's mind was far away from all this noise. He could think of only one thing: Lyra, the masked princess of the ruined city. The memory of the Hall of Nyara, with its glowing towers and silent streets, had not left his mind since the day he saw it. He wanted to know more about the city's history. He wanted to know more about Lyra herself. Aaron's decision as the crew worked. Aaron stood quietly, looking toward the crystal forest. He waited for the right moment. Captain Rain was busy with Mira and Darren, discussing energy readings from the ruins. It was the perfect time to leave. Aaron. Mira called. Are you going to run more tests on the crystals? Yes, he said quickly. I'll check the readings near the valley. Don't go too far, Rain warned, his tone firm. Aaron nodded, but in his heart, he had already decided. He would return to Nyara alone. Journey to the ruins. Path to the city felt more familiar this time. The crystal trees seemed to recognize his steps, their glowing branches swaying gently in the breeze. The humming sound beneath the ground grew stronger as he walked closer to the city. Aaron looked at the distant towers, still shining faintly under the morning light. The ruins felt alive, as if watching him approach. He stopped for a moment and whispered, Lyra, I hope you're here. The meeting is soon. As he entered the outer streets of the city, he sensed movement from the shadows of a broken wall. Lyra appeared. Her silver mask caught the sunlight, and the robe she wore shimmered like flowing water. You returned, she said in her soft, calm voice. I promised I would, Aaron replied with a warm smile. I wanted to learn more about you and your city. If you'll allow me, I want to understand your world. Lyra tilted her head slightly. Why? Humans rarely care for what they do not know. They only take. Not all humans, Aaron said firmly. I just want to see what made this place special. I want to hear your story. For a moment, Lyra said nothing. Then she nodded. Follow me. There's something I will show you. The ancient Lyra led Aaron deeper into the city. They walked through narrow streets lined with glowing stones and strange symbols carved into the walls. The carvings looked like rivers of light flowing across the surfaces. They reached a large open gate made of crystal and stone. Lyra touched a small glowing panel on the wall, and the gate slid open with a soft hum. Inside was a wide hall with tall pillars and a broken roof. At the center stood a ring of crystal columns, each glowing faintly. This is the Hall of Memories, Lyra said quietly. It holds the history of my people. Aaron stepped closer, fascinated. What is inside these crystals? Memories, she replied. The stories of my people, our dreams, our lives. Watch. The history of Lyra placed her hand on one of the pillars. Light spread across the hall, and images appeared in the air. Aaron saw a vision of the city as it once was: towers of shining crystal, bridges of light, and skies filled with small flying ships. The people of Nayara looked tall and graceful, with glowing eyes and soft, bright skin. They were beautiful. Aaron whispered. Lyra's voice was calm but filled with sorrow. My people believed in peace and knowledge. We shared everything with each other. But not everyone among the stars believed in peace. A race of conquerors came. They saw our crystals as power to control. The images changed. Aaron saw ships attacking the city, explosions of light, and people running. The beautiful city of Nayara turned into flames and ruins. My people fought bravely, Lyra said, her voice heavy. But we were not warriors. We were builders, teachers, and dreamers. We could not stop them. The vision faded. The hall became silent again. The last princess Aaron looked at Lyra, his heart heavy with her story. You survived, alone. Lyra nodded. I was a child when it happened. The guardians saved me, but they could not save the others. Since then, I have lived here, keeping the memories alive. Guardians? Aaron asked. They are machines. My people created to protect the city, Lyra explained. They do not understand words or kindness. They only know how to defend this place. Aaron's curiosity grew. And your mask? Why do you hide your face? For a moment, Lyra was silent. Then she said, because humans fear what is different. My face is not like yours. I have seen fear in the eyes of those who look at me. I do not wish to see it in yours. Aaron shook his head. I don't think I'd be afraid. I already see you for who you are, a protector, someone brave and kind. Lyra tilted her head slightly. Perhaps, one day, I will believe that. The warning suddenly, the ground shook slightly, a deep, low sound echoed from somewhere far in the ruins. Lyra's body stiffened. The guardians are awakening, she said quickly. Aaron looked around nervously. Are they coming here? They? Since an outsider, Lyra said, you must leave. They will not listen to me if they think you are a threat. I don't want to fight them, Aaron said. But I don't want to leave you alone either. Lyra looked at him for a long moment. Go now, Aaron. I will make sure they do not follow you. We will meet again, I promise. The gift before Aaron could leave. Lyra reached into her robe and pulled out a small crystal that glowed with a soft blue light. She placed it in his hand. This crystal holds a memory, she said. If you truly wish to understand Nayara, keep it close to you. It will show you pieces of our history. Aaron closed his fingers around the crystal. Thank you. Lyra, I'll protect it. Lyra stepped back into the shadows. Go, before it's too late. Back to the camper and hurried through the forest. The crystal warm in his hand. By the time he returned to camp, the sun was beginning to set. Mira noticed him first. Where were you? She asked. Just checking the valley, Aaron said, trying to sound casual. Captain Rain gave him a sharp look but didn't press further. That night, while the others slept, Aaron sat under the stars. He held the crystal close and thought about Lyra's story. She's more than an alien, he whispered. She's a part of something beautiful, something we can't afford to lose. The next morning, the camp was quiet, but Aaron felt a strange energy in the air. The night before, Lyra had promised to show him something hidden, something no human had ever seen. He knew it was risky to leave again, but his curiosity and trust in her were stronger than his fear. Captain Rain and the others were busy discussing plans for scanning the valley from a distance. Aaron took this chance to leave quietly. He carried only a small backpack with water, a scanner, and the glowing crystal Lyra had given him. The hidden path crystal forest seemed brighter that morning, the sunlight dancing off the branches like 1,000 mirrors. As Aaron walked, he thought about Lyra's words. The truth is not always easy. What did she mean? Was she hiding something about herself? When he reached the outer gate of Nayara, he saw her waiting. Lyra stood tall and silent, her silver mask reflecting the morning light. You came, she said softly. I told you I would. Aaron replied with a smile. You said you would show me something important. Lyra nodded. Yes. Today, you will see the heart of my city, a city. Beneath the city she led him through the ruins, moving quickly but gracefully. Aaron followed, noticing details he had missed before: small glowing lines on the walls, strange symbols carved into stone, and broken statues of beings who looked like Lyra but with peaceful, kind faces. Finally, they stopped at a large circular platform in the center of the city. It was made of crystal and stone, with a strange spiral pattern at its center. "This is the entrance," Lyra said. "The Guardians cannot enter this place. It is only for those I choose to bring." She placed her hand on the spiral. A soft blue light spread across the platform, and suddenly, the ground beneath them began to move. The platform sank slowly, carrying them down into the earth. The Aaron's breath caught when he saw what lay below. They entered a vast underground chamber filled with glowing crystals, hanging like stars from the ceiling. At the center of the room stood a tall, pulsing crystal tower that looked alive, as if it had a heartbeat. "What is this place?" Aaron whispered. "This," Lyra said, "is the core of Nayara. It is the source of all life and power in this city. My people built everything around it. It holds their knowledge, their memories, and their energy. Without it, the city would die." Aaron walked closer to the crystal. Mesmerized by its beauty, he felt warmth coming from it, like sunlight, on his skin. "It's incredible," he said softly. "It feels alive." "It is alive," Lyra replied. "In a way, it is the last voice of my people. It remembers them all." Lyra's secretary turned to her. "You wanted me to see this. But why? Why trust me with something so important?" Lyra was silent for a moment. Then she said, "Because I believe you are not here to destroy. You. Listen, you see more than just ruins. And there is something I must tell you." She hesitated, her hand touching her mask. "Aaron, the reason I wear this mask is not only because I am different. It is because the core changed me. When my people died, I connected to the core to survive. It gave me life, but it also changed my face. I did not know if you could look at me the same way if you saw me like this." Aaron stepped closer. "Lyra, I don't care what your face looks like. What matters is who you are. You're brave, you're kind, and you're keeping your people's memory alive. That's what I see when I look at you." Lyra looked at him for a long moment. Then, slowly, she reached up and touched her mask. A glimpse of her face, the mask lifted slightly. Aaron caught only a brief glimpse of soft glow of skin, eyes that shimmered like stars, and strange patterns like silver lines running across her cheeks. She quickly lowered the mask again. "Can you still speak to me like before?" she asked softly. Almost afraid of his answer, Aaron smiled. "Yes, because you're still Lyra. Nothing changes that." For a moment, she said nothing, but her posture relaxed. "You're not like other humans," she whispered. The Guardians' threat suddenly. The ground above them rumbled. The sound was distant but strong, like the roar of machines. "The Guardians," Lyra said sharply. "They are fully awake now. Your people have entered parts of the city they should not have." Aaron's heart raced. "Then we have to stop them. The Guardians could hurt them." Lyra nodded. "The Guardians were built to protect, but they will see anyone with machines as invaders. I will help you reach them. A race against time." The platform rose again, carrying them back to the surface. As they stepped out, Aaron could hear faint sounds in the distance, metal footsteps, and the hum of energy weapons. "They're coming this way," Aaron said. "Yes," Lyra replied. "We must hurry. If they reach your camp, there will be no stopping them." Aaron ran with her through the narrow streets of Nayara. The glowing walls around them seemed to flicker as if the city itself knew danger was near. The unexpected vision as they ran, the crystal in Aaron's pocket grew warm. Suddenly, images flashed in his mind, visions of the Guardians being built long ago. He saw Lyra's ancestors creating them, not as weapons, but as protectors of knowledge. When the vision ended, Aaron gasped, "Lyra, I think this crystal is showing me your history." She glanced at him. "Then the core trusts you. Hold on to it. It may help you understand us more than words can." The edge of the forest be the time they reached the edge of the crystal forest. Aaron saw Captain Rain, Mira, and Darren standing outside the camp. They looked tense, scanning the distant ruins. "Aaron," Rain shouted when he saw him. "What's going on? The ground has been shaking." Before Aaron could answer, A metallic roar echoed through the forest. Dark shapes appeared among the crystal tree's guardians, their eyes glowing red like fire. A stand together Lyra stepped forward, standing tall between the humans and the approaching machines. I will hold them back, she said. But I need your help, Aaron. Your people must stop using their scanners and weapons. The Guardians see them as a threat. Captain Rain stared at her, confused. Who's this? Aaron stood beside Lyra. She's not our enemy. She's the only reason we're still alive. If we don't listen to her, those machines will destroy everything. Rain looked from Aaron to Lyra, then to the glowing red eyes in the distance. Finally, he nodded. All right, what do we do? Lyra's glowing eyes fixed on Aaron. We stand together. Trust me. The Guardians moved closer, their heavy steps shaking the ground. Their tall bodies, made of black metal and glowing crystal, looked like statues brought to life. The red lights in their eyes glowed brighter with every second, scanning the humans. As if judging their presence, Lyra stepped in front of Aaron and the rest of the crew. Her silver mask reflected the sharp red light of the Guardians, with both hands raised. She spoke in a firm voice, her language soft but powerful. The Guardians stopped for a moment, tilting their heads like they were listening. They recognized me, she said quietly, turning to Aaron. But they sense your technology. If we do not act quickly, they will attack. A delicate plan. What do we do? Captain Rain asked, his tone both sharp and uneasy. Turn off all your scanners, weapons, and energy tools, Lyra instructed. They see them as threats. Show them you are not here to fight. Rain hesitated for a moment, but Aaron spoke quickly. Trust her. If we don't, we're finished. The captain gave a sharp nod. Everyone, power down all equipment. Now, Mira and Darren quickly turned off their scanners and tools. The blinking lights from their devices went dark. Lyra stepped forward, holding her hand toward the Guardians. A faint blue glow spread from her palm. Lyra's connection the Guardians paused, their red lights flickering as if they were confused. Lyra's voice grew softer, almost like she was singing to them. The blue light from her hand reached the nearest Guardian, and its red glow dimmed slightly. Aaron watched in awe. You can control them. Not control, Lyra corrected. I can speak to them. They still follow the old codes of my people. They trust me because I'm the last of the royal bloodline. But suddenly, one Guardian roared, its red light glowing brighter again. It senses your ship. Lyra warned. It believes you are invaders who have come to steal the core. We must show them peace. A risky step before anyone could respond, the aggressive Guardian stepped closer, raising its weapon. A sharp beam of red energy cut across the ground, burning the soil. Get back, Rain shouted, pulling Mira and Darren behind cover. Aaron, however, stepped forward. He remembered the vision the crystal had shown him. The Guardians were protectors, not destroyers. Lyra, let me help, he said. She looked at him, her glowing eyes full of concern. If you step closer, they may see you as an enemy. Then tell me what to do, Aaron said firmly. Lyra studied him for a moment, then nodded. Stand beside me. Do not show fear. Side by side, Darren walked up next to her, his heart pounding. The Guardian's red eyes locked onto him, but he stayed still. Lyra extended her hand toward him. Hold the crystal I gave you, she whispered. Aaron pulled the glowing blue crystal from his pocket. The moment he held it up, the light inside it grew brighter, as if answering Lyra's power. The Guardian stopped moving, its red glow flickering. They recognized the crystal, Lyra said. It is a sign of peace. She then turned to the Guardians and spoke again in her language, her voice calm but commanding. One by one, the red lights in the Guardian's eyes began to dim, turning a soft white. The tense silence the ground stopped shaking. The Guardians lowered their weapons and stood still, like statues returning to rest. It worked. Aaron whispered, relief flooding through him. Lyra lowered her hand, but her shoulders were tense. For now, but they are still watching. Your team must leave Nayara's heart. If they go too far, the Guardians will not stop again. Rain stepped forward, still shocked by what he had seen. What are those things? They are protectors, Lyra said, built by my people to guard our history. They only fight because they fear losing what little remains. Understanding the princess, Captain Rain looked at her carefully. And who are you? Aaron spoke before Lyra could answer. Lyra. She's the princess of this city, the last of her kind. Mira's eyes softened. You've been alone here all this time. Lyra's voice was calm, but her words carried weight. Yes, I keep the memories of Nayar alive. I do not wish for war. I only want peace for my city. Darren, usually skeptical, finally nodded. If she can control those guardians, I believe her. The quiet moment when the others returned to camp, Aaron stayed behind for a moment with Lyra. The forest was quiet again. The glow of the crystal trees soft and gentle. You saved all of us today, Aaron said. Lyra looked at him, tilting her head slightly. You were brave. Not many would stand beside me the way you did. Most humans would run. I trust you, Aaron said simply, more than anyone else here. Lyra's voice grew softer. Why? I am not like you. I am not even human. Because I see your heart, Aaron replied, and that's what matters. The fear of the future. Lyra looked toward the glowing towers of Nayara. The Guardians will not rest forever. If your people try to take anything from the city, they will see it as an attack. I cannot stop them all if that happens. Then, I'll make sure it doesn't happen, Aaron said firmly. I'll talk to Captain Rain. We'll respect your city. Lyra was silent for a moment, then said, You are different, Aaron. Perhaps you see what even I sometimes forget, hope. Bond gross before leaving, Aaron turned to her. Will I see you again? Lyra hesitated, then nodded. Yes, there is still much you must know. The Corps has chosen to trust you. That means something. As she walked back into the shadows of the ruins, Aaron felt the strange connection between them growing stronger. It was more than curiosity. It was a bond neither of them could fully explain. Back at camp, when Aaron returned to camp, the crew surrounded him with questions, but Captain Rain raised his hand to silence them. We owe our lives to her, he said. From now on, no one goes near the ruins without Aaron, and without her permission. Aaron felt relief. But he also knew that this was only the beginning. The Guardians were calm for now, but something told him that a bigger challenge was coming. That night, as he held the glowing crystal in his hand, he thought of Lyra's words. The truth is not always easy. He knew she was hiding more. Secrets. About herself, about the Corps, and about the future of both their worlds. The next day, the air felt heavy around the camp. The crew stayed quiet, still thinking about the strange machines they had seen in the ruins. Aaron could not stop thinking about Lyra, her voice, her courage, and the mystery behind her mask filled his thoughts. He knew she had more to tell, and he needed to hear it. After a short breakfast, Aaron went to Captain Rain. I need to see her again, he said. Rain frowned. The princess, yes, she trusts me. I think she wants to share something important about this planet. If we understand her and the Corps, maybe we can avoid more danger. The captain looked at him for a moment, then nodded. Go, but don't risk the camp. If those Guardians attack again, we might not survive. Aaron packed a few supplies and left for the glowing crystal forest. The path to Nayara now felt familiar, almost like it was guiding him. The princess's warning. Lyra was waiting near the city gate, standing still like a silver statue. When she saw him, her head tilted slightly. You came, she said softly. I said I would. Aaron replied with a warm smile. But something tells me you have more to tell me. Lyra was silent for a moment, then said, The Guardians are restless because the Corps is waking. It senses that strangers are here. The Corps, it is not just a power source. It is alive. It remembers everything my people were, and it can see what you humans plan to do. Aaron frowned. We don't plan to harm it. We only want to understand. The Corps does not trust words, Lyra replied. It trusts actions. If your crew tries to take even a single crystal from Nayara, the Guardians will rise, and this entire forest will become a battlefield. Aaron took a deep breath. Then I'll make sure that doesn't happen. But Lyra, why do I feel like you're hiding something bigger? The heart of truth. Lyra turned and gestured for him to follow. Come. There is one last thing you must see. If you can accept it, Then perhaps both our worlds can survive together. She led him once again into the heart of Nayara. The streets were silent, the glowing carvings on the walls humming softly as they walked past. Finally, they reached the core chamber below the city, the place filled with floating crystals and light. The tall crystal tower at the center pulsed gently, like a giant heartbeat. Lyra stood before it, her silver robe glowing faintly. "This is more than history," she said, placing her hand on the crystal. "The core is the soul of my people. When my city fell, their memories, their thoughts, even their dreams were placed inside this core. I am connected to it." Aaron looked at her with surprise. "Connected? What do you mean?" Lyra turned to him, her voice quieter now. "I am alive because of the core. When I was a child, I should have died with my people, but the core kept me alive, changing me into what you see now. I am not fully like them anymore, and not fully like my people either. That is why I hide my face." The mask comes off. Lyra's hands reach slowly to the sides of her mask. She paused for a moment, as if afraid of what he might say. "Aaron," she whispered, "if you see me as I am, can you still speak to me as before?" "Nothing could change how I see you," he said, his voice steady, with a soft motion. Lyra lifted her mask and let it fall. Her face glowed faintly, like starlight. Her skin was smooth, with silver blue patterns flowing across it like rivers. Her eyes shone like the small moons, bright but gentle. She looked both alien and beautiful, a living memory of a world that was gone. Aaron stared for a moment, not with fear, but with wonder. "You're amazing," he said honestly. Lyra blinked, a soft light moving through her patterns. "You are not afraid?" "No," he said firmly. "I see you, Lyra, the real you, and I respect you even more." The core's message. The core suddenly glowed brighter, and a wave of light surrounded them. Aaron felt images rush into his mind, visions of the past, of Lyra's people building the city, of their laughter and dreams. Then he saw the day the city was attacked, the fear and destruction, and Lyra as a child crying as the core saved her. When the vision ended, Aaron felt tears in his eyes. They were so much like us. They loved, they dreamed, they just wanted peace. Lyra nodded slowly. "Yes, and the core is asking you a question, Aaron. Will humans respect this world? Or will you take from it like those who destroyed my people?" The difficult choice. Aaron looked at her. "You want me to promise that we won't take anything?" "Yes," Lyra said firmly. "No crystals, no technology, nothing. The core will know if you try. If your crew takes even a single piece of Nayara, the Guardians will awaken, and there will be no peace between us." Aaron knew this would not be easy. Captain Rain would want samples. Earth would want something to bring back. But he also knew that Lyra's world deserved respect. "I promise," Aaron said finally. "I'll protect your city. I'll make them understand." The returners, they walked back to the surface. Lyra looked at him with a soft, almost shy expression. "You are the first human I have trusted. If your people listen, perhaps there can be a future where humans and Nayara share knowledge, not war." Aaron smiled. "I'd like that future." When they reached the edge of the forest, the sun was setting. The camp was waiting, worried. Rain stepped forward. "Did you learn anything?" Aaron looked at him. "Yes, I learned that if we take anything from that city, we'll lose more than we gain. We must respect this place. No one touches the ruins without permission." Rain hesitated, but saw the seriousness in Aaron's eyes. "All right, we'll leave the ruins as they are, but we'll need to explain this to Earth." "We will," Aaron said. "But some things are worth leaving untouched." A new beginning. That night, Aaron stood alone, looking at the stars. Lyra appeared silently beside him, her mask gone. "You kept your word," she said. "I will always keep it," Aaron replied. For a moment, they both stood quietly, the glowing crystal trees surrounding them like living lanterns. Lyra's eyes reflected the starlight. "Aaron," she said softly, "if my face does not frighten you, can you still care for me like this?" Aaron looked at her and smiled. "I don't care what you look like. I care about who you are. And I care about you." Lyra's soft glowing patterns brightened, almost like she was smiling too. In that moment, two worlds, one human, one alien felt a little closer, as if hope itself had bridged the distance between them.